So I'm just going to go ahead and thank everyone who watched that last video about the top 10 Dragon Ball Z heroes of all time. And I got very positive feedback. People said I did a really good job on it, and many people said that they were glad that they finally had someone who gave reasons behind their top picks instead of just having a 30-second video of saying, oh, my favorite character is Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, all that. So I just want to say thank you. And now I'm going to go ahead, before this video really gets underway. This is the top 5 worst Dragon Ball Z heroes in my opinion. And what I mean by worst is they were relevant to the show. So characters like Yajirobe, Bulma's mom, stupid characters like that aren't going to be on the show. I'm talking about characters who were actually relevant and did stuff in the show. Now, I'm going to go out and go ahead and say, just because I think that these are the worst characters does not mean I don't like them. And now I know you may think that that's very contradictory, but what I mean by that is I do like them, but they served no purpose to further the story. They never needed to happen. Their characters were failures in the end, and they were just garbage. I mean, that's pretty much the most blunt term I could use. Just they were just garbage, and they didn't need to happen. But every character besides actually 2 people on this list, I do like. So without further ado, we're going to get underway with number 5. That's right, Goten. Already getting off to a very controversial start. Many people love Goten, including me. Goten at one point in my life when I was a child was my second favorite character behind Goku. I used to love Goten, but as I got older and I started to really look into depth in the series and actually start to give analysis on all the characters, I realized how garbage Goten really was. Now, who is Goten? Goten is the son of Goku, the son of Chi-Chi, Gohan's brother. Now, why was he brought into the story? To introduce fusion with Kid Trunks, so there could be Gotenks. Now, what did Goten honestly do? Goten went Super Saiyan by accident, making the Super Saiyan a plaything, as Vegeta would say. It made it not very special because everyone was being able to do it. Super Saiyan used to have something you needed to work towards. Krillin dying is what forced Goku to go Super Saiyan. Vegeta living in the constant shadow of Goku and just not caring anymore made him go Super Saiyan. Gohan finally realizing that he needed to step up to the plate, and if he didn't go Super Saiyan and he didn't train with his father and he didn't do all these things, then everyone he loved was going to die, and he went Super Saiyan. Trunks, he lost future Gohan dead in his arms, and he went Super Saiyan. Goten, Trunks, they went Super Saiyan. Kid Trunks went Super Saiyan for no reason. Now, Goten as a kid was pretty irrelevant. He lost his only fight we saw him in against Kid Trunks, and then when we get to GT, and he becomes the typical kid, and people throw out the argument to me all the time, oh, they're in times of peace, so he really has no reason to be training and fighting with Goku. But as we see later down the road with characters such as Baby and Super Android 17 and the Shadow Dragons and Legic and Juno Rildo and all these people, it would have helped even in times of peace that he trained. So imagine if Goku was like, oh, I killed Boo, I'm Super Saiyan 3, no one can beat me. That was pretty much Goten's mindset. Oh, my dad can beat anyone in the world. And Baby whooped his ass. And without Elder Kai just saying, oh, I know about Super Saiyan 4, and without him going Super Saiyan 4, they all would have been killed. So Goten was irrelevant. He honestly never needed to be born, because fusion is pretty cool, but it honestly never needed to happen. And that is the only reason Goten was even brought into the story, I think, is just so they could go into fusion, which that really didn't do anything at all. But that's why Goten is my number 5. Now this next one is a lot of people are going to be mad at me for this one. That's right, the strongest unfused character at the end of Dragon Ball Z, Ultimate Gohan. Now, Gohan for me is a very weird character, as if I love him at some points in the show and I hate him at others. I like him as a kid, I like him when he goes to Namek, and I pretty much I tolerate him all the way up to when he goes Super Saiyan 2. When Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, that just made it go downhill for me. I don't know why Super Saiyan 2 is so popular. Well, I guess I can see why. But Super Saiyan 2 Gohan to me was overrated, and then it just got even worse. I was hoping that if you've seen the last video, and if you haven't, I'll put the link down in below, and you can go see the things I say about future Gohan. I was hoping that after the failure that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan turned out to be, letting his father die, and the only reason they even defeated Cell was because of Vegeta. I mean, honestly, Super Saiyan 1 Gohan had the power to do it, to finish off Cell. And I will make another video about the whole Cell saga and how that should have played out and why Gohan should have never went Super Saiyan 2. But that's another video. He had the power to do it. And I was hoping that after he went Super Saiyan 2 and after I saw that failure and how I didn't like him, I was hoping that, well, I know there's going to be another saga after this, the final saga. And I didn't know anything about it when I was a kid. So I was hoping, you know, maybe now Gohan will have a chance to redeem himself for me and become one of my favorite characters because I loved future Gohan so much. But no, what do we see? The fucking time of peace garbage that always gets everyone fucked. Oh, we got times of peace, so we're going to quit training. And then that's the downfall of all the characters, because now Gohan went from being this badass warrior fighting Cell in the final round of the Cell games to defend the entire universe against Cell's wrath. And then he starts going to school. He plays baseball. And then he becomes some... Whoever thought a Great Saiyaman, like Toriyama, I think he was just trying to make Gohan look bad. Because, I mean... And then we finally see Gohan fight. The thing is that I don't understand how Gohan went from being the strongest character in the series to being held down by Yamu and Spopovich, and then going to fight Deborah, only to get taken easy on him, and Vegeta stand there and say, if that would have been me, I would have killed Deborah. You've gotten soft. You're weaker than when you fought Cell. And Gohan had no comeback because he knew it was true. And then Gohan goes and he fights Buu, and that is one of the times where I actually do like adult Gohan. It's when he goes to fight Majin Buu, and he gives it his all, and he gets, for all we know, killed. And then Supreme Kai finds him. They take him to the planet of the Kais, and he gets the Z Sword. And another time I like him is when he has the Z Sword, and he has that badass Kai outfit. Gohan looks so cool in that outfit, and I don't understand why they never put that outfit in the game. And then he breaks the Z Sword on the Kachen, and Elder Kai comes out, and once again the cop out. Oh, you got hidden power in you. Like, Toriyama, really? How many times are we gonna play that fucking card that Gohan's got hidden power in him? Like, really? It just got ridiculous. So Gohan, after 22 hours of just sitting there, he becomes Ultimate Gohan, and he's the strongest character in the show again. And he's going to beat the main character. He's going to beat the main villain again. He's going to take Goku's spot back on the throne and be the strongest character in the series. And then he gets to Earth, and what does he do? He fucks around with Buu. Oh, fight you? No, I'm going to kill you. See how well that worked out, because Buu ended up blowing up in the end, absorbing Gotenks and Piccolo. And after he absorbed Gotenks and Piccolo, there's one thing that I hate Gohan for, and I don't understand why he said it. He said, I'm stronger than Gotenks, and I'm smarter than Piccolo. And while I can accept him being stronger than Gotenks, you do not say you're smarter than Piccolo. I don't give a fuck how many books you've read. I don't care how many math problems you've done. I don't care if you've come up with a cure to cancer. You are not smarter than Piccolo. Battle smart, book smart, I don't care. That was a slap in the face to his teacher, saying, oh, I'm smarter than him with his cocky ass. Oh, I'm going to beat you still anyway. And the best moment of that entire fight is when Buu stops right at his head about to punch him and says, there goes your head. He should have killed his ass right there. I wish Toriyama hadn't done that. I'm only going to kill someone when they need to sacrifice someone. Like, really? Come on. He should have killed him right there. Then Goku should have came back. But this goes back to the whole Goten thing. I mean, Gohan, yeah, Ultimate Gohan was cool. Seeing him in Goku's Turtle Hermit outfit. Well, it wasn't really the Turtle Hermit outfit anymore. He didn't have the symbol on the back. So seeing him in Goku's outfit at the end, fighting again as his father's son, as Gohan would say against Bojack, he whooped Boo's ass. It was awesome. And he's a really fun character to play as in all the games. Like, Ultimate Gohan is really strong, and he's a really cool character. But the fact that he didn't train for 7 years just ruined it. He could have killed him so easily, but he didn't. And there was no reason. I don't understand why Toriyama introduced him if he was just going to get beat again. And then go out of your way and be like, oh, he's the strongest unfused character in the series. Or the strongest unfused character that's canon. Because we all know that, Gogeta, he's stronger than him, and Vegeto's stronger than him, but Vegeto's actually canon. But I don't understand why Toriyama did this. And that was just a bad move, because I feel that made Gohan worse than he already was. And it's a real damn shame, because Gohan could have been the best character in the entire series had he not got his power unlocked infinite times. And he was just... Honestly, I can't even really be mad, because Gohan was just set up for failure from the beginning just because he wasn't Goku. But that's why I put Gohan at number 4, because in the end, he was a failure, and he didn't really get anything done without the help of everyone else. Now we're getting into the fun stuff, the stuff I've been wanting to talk about, and why this north, east, southwest, grand, all the Supreme Kais are complete shit. Now, when do we first see Supreme Kai? He is apparently the overseer of the universe, and we see him first in the Buu Saga, because apparently there's going to be a super strong enemy, Buu, and he needs to go test out the Z Fighters, see how strong they are, see if they can handle this menacing threat. Now, he could have been the most badass character in the entire series. When he first walked up to Goku, and he had his little eyes like that, and he just looked creepy as hell. And when Piccolo fought Kibito, Piccolo was scared. Piccolo quit against him. No, he didn't fight Kibito. He fought Supreme Kai. My bad. He was just scared. He quit. So, if Piccolo was scared, and Piccolo's fought in Broly, Frieza, Cell, 17, all these enemies without fear. Never showed an ounce of fear. And then the Supreme Kai show up, and he is scared to death. And it's stated that the Supreme Kais are 50 million times stronger than Frieza. It's stated in the manga that they are 50 million times stronger than Frieza. Frieza at one point was the most terrifying anything in the entire universe. And these dudes are 50 million of him? It's just ridiculous. So, why do I think they are shit? Because, one, I hate how the Supreme Kai is the overseer of the universe, and yet he knows nothing of the Saiyans, and he knows nothing of the fight on Namek, I don't think it's ever stated if he knows anything about the fight on Namek, but he knows of Frieza and all them, or else it probably wouldn't have been stated that they were 50 million times stronger than Frieza, but correct me if I'm wrong. And they come to Earth, and Goku could just one-hit them all. Even though Supreme Kai and Kibito go to Earth, all the other ones got killed by Majin Buu. They were no challenge. They were garbage. And Goku could just go Super Saiyan. He held his hand out, and Supreme Kai just got scared. Really? Your name is the Supreme Kai, and what do you do? Honestly, what do the Kais do? There was no point for them at all. The only thing they were good for is saying, oh, Majin Buu's here. That's it. Really? Is that your big purpose? Elder Kai served more of a purpose because he unlocked Gohan's power. And for some reason, he knew about Super Saiyan 4. But he didn't bother to tell them when they were fighting the most powerful enemy in the entire universe, Buu. That slipped my mind for 20 years. Sorry, he goes Super Saiyan 4 against Baby. I think it would have been a lot more helpful against Kid Buu. Come on now. But the Kais are just disappointment after disappointment, and we see the backstory of the Kais, and we see how easily they all get beat, and we see why Fat Buu was Fat Buu. And it's just... words just can't sum up how garbage they really are, because they were just hyped up. They were the Kais. They are God over Yema, God over King Kai, God over Grand Kai. They are literally the rulers of the entire universe, and they are complete shit. I don't understand why Toriyama made them so weak. I guess it's because Goku and Vegeta and all of them were just way too strong, and Toriyama just over-exaggerated their power to no extent. But that's why the Kais are number 3, because they are just truly garbage to be gods. Here's a perfect example of a character that I really do like and really think is just a cool character, but in the end did not need to happen, was a piece of garbage. He was... Gotenks is the fusion of Goten and Kid Trunks. I've already given my reasons why I don't like Goten. The only reason I didn't put Kid Trunks on this list is because of his attitude. Now, I do love how Goten is just this carefree kid. He's basically a spitting image of Goku when he was a kid, but I've already seen that. I've already seen it with Goku. I've already seen it in shades of Gohan. I wanted to see something new. Kid Trunks was the complete polar opposite of Future Trunks, my second favorite character in the entire series. He was just some cocky little asshole. And he didn't give a fuck about the rules. He didn't care about anything. And that's why I liked Kid Trunks. But Kid Trunks would probably be like a strong 6 if I made a top 10 of this list. And I'm just going to go ahead and address that real quick. The only reason I didn't make this a top 10 is because it was hard enough for me to make a top 5, aside from number 1, who, without a doubt in my mind, was, as soon as I thought of this list, he was the first person I put down because he is just the true garbage. But I didn't make it a top 10 because there aren't enough bad characters in DBZ who are relevant enough for me to put on this list. Same thing with my with the top 5 worst villains I'm working on. And the top 10 villains hasn't even come out yet, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, got off track. Gotenks. When Goku went and fought Buu and he went Super Saiyan 3, Goku stated that he could have beat him. He said, I probably could have beat you the first time I fought you, but I wanted to give the boys a chance to do it because I'm not going to be around forever. Right there. The fact that Goten and Trunks, they grew up in a world of peace. They didn't have to grow up and fight the Saiyans like Gohan did. They didn't have to grow up and go fight the Red Ribbon Army and Piccolo and Mercenary Tao and Tien and all these people like Goku did. They didn't have to grow up and be a slave like Vegeta. They didn't have to do that. So they actually get a pass when times of peace come by the first time. The first 7 years of peace after Cell. They get a pass. But after that, they don't get a pass. When Buu comes, they should have known. Got to train in case something else happens like that. Can't rely on Goku forever. Now, Goku taught them fusion, which Goku learned in the other world when he was dead for 7 years. And him and Piccolo showed them the fusion dance. Goten and Trunks trained, and they did the fusion, and they did all this. And Goten and Trunks are just weak to begin with. I don't care what anyone says. They are children. They are half Saiyans. And they're not half Saiyans like Gohan. They don't have that super extra hidden strength like Gohan did. They got most of their genes from the mothers, from the humans. They were shit. Now, I've argued with this with many people, and people want to sit there and argue with me. Oh, Goten and Trunks could beat Cell. No. People actually have the audacity to tell me, oh, they can beat Cell. They can beat Frieza. They can beat Android 17 and 18. I would honestly not even give them Frieza because they have no fighting technique. It takes more than brute strength to win a fight, and that is why Gohan lost against Gotenks Buu, because he had no technique. He was just trying to throw hard punches and hard kicks and hard ki blast. He had no technique. Same reason Super Trunks lost against Cell. He had technique, but he was too slow. He was too strong. Not too strong. His muscles are too big. Takes more than brute strength to win a fight. Goku said it best himself. Now, they fuse and become Gotenks. Gotenks goes to fight Buu. He gets raped. He comes back. He gets spanked by his mothers, by Bulma and Chi-Chi when they unfuse. They go into the time chamber and train for Super Buu. They fight in the time chamber with Super Buu. They virtually get nothing done. I mean, it's an alright fight. It's mediocre at best. I mean, it's definitely not something that if you're trying to get someone to the series, not say, oh, go watch Super Buu vs. Gotenks. That's not a fight you would recommend to someone. Top 10 coming, best fights. Anyways. And then Piccolo blows up the door because Gotenks and his cocky attitude, which he gets from Kid Trunks, and is the reason why I like Gotenks, because he's a little cocky asshole. And he's an entertaining sort of comedy character like Hercule was. And he goes Super Saiyan 3, and because Buu screamed loud enough to rip a dimension and jump out the time chamber after Piccolo blew up the door because Gotenks said he was out of options. And Gotenks was like, well, I was hoping to have a crowd around, you being cocky little dick. And then he went Super Saiyan 3. And that was cool because they probably had, let's see, they had an hour to train in the time chamber, and a day is a year. So if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure I did the math before. I'm pretty sure they had, I'm pretty sure they had like 2 weeks maybe. They had 2 weeks to train. In 2 weeks, they learned how to fuse perfectly and go Super Saiyan 3. I do give Goten and Trunks props for that. They went Super Saiyan 3 in a very, very short amount of time. But they get out the time chamber and they fight Boo. And what happens? Gohan comes. They end up getting absorbed. So what was the point of Gotenks? They were just delaying the inevitable. Because in the end, when Kid Buu came, first 5 seconds he was there, he blew up the planet. He screamed, world catastrophe happened, and then he killed everybody, aside from Hercule, Dende, Bee, Vegeta, Kibito Kai, Elder Kai, and Goku. That's it. Killed everyone. Buu even went to Otherworld and whooped some ass. But the reason I put Gotenks higher on this list than Gohan is because I'm not really a fan of, oh, we can't beat our enemies by ourselves, so we're just going to fuse to do it. Because I don't like how two kids with no training experience at all, aside from the 2 weeks they spent training in the time chamber, and time chamber time. I don't believe that two kids who couldn't even beat Android 17 and 18, in my opinion, could fuse together and become Super Saiyan 3, all on their own, and that's very impressive considering I don't think they could beat Super Saiyan, Android 17 and 18. And then they're just going to go Super Saiyan 3 and ultimately fail their goal. I don't understand what Toriyama's fetish was with introducing these characters, these badass strong characters, strongest characters in the show, just to have them fail. Just to have them lose in the end. Yes, I know Goku is the main character. I know Goku is ultimately going to beat every enemy somehow. He beat Frieza, even though Trunks killed him. He defeated Cell by giving Gohan enough courage to fire a final Kamehameha. But, Vegeta shot the Big Bang attack. But you know what I mean. Goku's had his hand in every defeat of the main villains. And he ultimately defeated Buu with the Spirit Bomb. But just don't even introduce these characters if in 4 or 5 episodes they're just going to get raped, absorbed, or killed, which happened to Gohan and Gotenks. It's just sad, and I really wish Toriyama didn't do that, because Gotenks, if he had been the one to defeat Buu, Gotenks would be a much better character. But that is why Gotenks is number 2. I'm trying to come up with a good opening line for how garbage this guy is. He trains with the strongest character in the show for 10 years. Goku lives with him for 10 years. Fuses with the strongest villain in the last series, Majin Buu. And gets beat in 10 minutes by Baby. The fact that Toriyama ended Dragon Ball Z with having the reincarnation of Kid Buu, the strongest enemy besides Janemba, if we're going overall canon, straight up canon, the strongest enemy you have fought in Buu, and then you ask for a reincarnation of him, and then he turns out to have this huge hidden potential, and Goku's like, you're going to be my pupil, I'm going to train you, you're going to become the strongest, and he takes him and he trains with him for 10 years, he lives with him for 10 years, and what does Oob do? The fact that Oob didn't... GT was already gets enough shit for having the worst start to an anime in anime history. Because those first 20 episodes, or roughly 20 episodes before Baby shows up, are almost unwatchable. And I skip them every time I watch them now. Because it's just, you might as well not. When the Black Star Dragon Balls got the wish made upon them, and they got scattered across the universe, I don't know why you would have Goku leave his family and his friends for 10 years to go train with this kid who's not even going to be relevant until 20 episodes in. Oob was made up to be the biggest, baddest motherfucker ever. Training with Goku for 10 years. Some beast character. Finally, we got a black character who's relevant in Dragon Ball. Not including Popo. We had the diversity. We had him training with Goku. He had the technique. He was everything Gohan should have been. In this underconfident, yet sort of cocky hero. But he knew his place. But Oob was the ultimate failure. And I know GT's not canon, but for the sake of argument, he is the ultimate failure in any anime I've ever watched. How are you going to train with the main character for 10 fucking years and get beat after you fuse with someone? After you fuse with someone and you get beat in the episode you debut in. See, I like Gotenks. I like Gohan to an extent. I like Goten. The Kaiser shit. But Oob is on a whole other level of garbage. I'm sorry if you like Oob, but he is terrible. He sucks in all the games. He sucks in the anime. He should have never been introduced. The fact that Goku didn't take Goten and Trunks and train with them for 10 years instead. The fact that he didn't take Gohan and retrain him. The fact that him and Vegeta just didn't train for 10 years. It's just sad. It's sad that they ended Z on that awful note of Goku just, oh, I'm leaving. See you guys later. And him flying off with Oob. That is one of the worst endings ever I've seen to a saga or a series in Z. Z had an awful ending. GT made up for that, but Z had an awful ending. And they could have really capitalized on it by making Oob this badass that goes along with Goku and Pan in the journey to find the Dragon Balls across the universe. But he didn't. And it really irritates me that he was even introduced. But, yeah. Those are the top 5. Those are my top 5. I can't even say anything more about Oob. He is just too shit. I don't even want to talk about him anymore. He is just that bad. But, thank you all for watching. And please share this video and subscribe and comment and tell me what else I should do. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? More content you like to see brought to the channel. Now, like I said, my next 2 videos will without a doubt be Dragon Ball Z related. It will be the top 10 villains and the top 5 worst villains. And then after that, I'll probably throw in some Yu Yu Hakusho, some rant, some gaming stuff. I don't know. But just tell me what you'd like to see. And until next time, I'll see you later. And thank you for watching.